Alright, check this out. So this is my my sequence. Originally it was called the prime harmonic sequence. And this is how long the original, actually it was the second one that I made. About 300 lines long. Now the third one that I made is only, that's the first one, 330 something. The new one, the third one that I made, is only 73 lines long. And watch this. If I do 20,000, that's a pretty good number. I'm going to do 20,000 over here with the new one. And 20,000 with the old one, but it's counted different over here because this one starts at 2 and this one starts at 1, so that's why I have to put one less in there. They'll reach the same number, but watch. First, I'm just gonna do this one first, and then I'm gonna go over here and do this, and we'll see which one's faster. Obviously this one, the new one. Look how fast that was. The other one's like not even close. And watch, they give identical numbers too. Isn't that cool? That's how long that took. Identical, exactly the same thing. One thing I noticed about my sequence that's really great is that when you scroll through it, it does some really interesting things visually. You see those lines? I mean, it's kind of obvious why they're there, but they appear like no matter how stretched out the screen is. Here, we can pull this out. See that? Sort of a modulus. It's an approximation of the modulus of the length of the screen. That's what those lines are. It's like spirals. It's like if you have the prime numbers, but my sequence in particular does this, and other sequences don't. It's got sort of a fingerprint to it, I guess. The numbers don't grow in their length of digits very fast. Because this, I mean, watch, the sequence goes up like really high pretty early. There's 2401. It's pretty early to go that high. I think that's 7 to the 7th power. Right? So, and then it goes back down to 11 right after that. So, as you can see, this thing's kind of a saw. Look at these patterns. It's so interesting how it does that, and it's like it all comes out and then it goes back. The whole thing, and it doesn't matter how wide you make it. Let's see. Watch as it changes too. Those are different modulos. Or moduli? Moduli. See those lines? Wow, that's cool. My sequence does that. My sequence has that property, and that's really fascinating. It doesn't look like much on that scale, I guess. You can kind of see it, though. You can kind of see it's almost like brickwork in there. Oh, look at those. Look at those big fat ones there. Interesting. And then it goes back down 23 because 23 is the next prime. There's when a prime shows up. When a prime shows up, it suddenly skips up a bit. Stops being so long and smooth and gets all jagged.